Good afternoon, good morning, everyone, wherever you are tuned in. My name is Felicia. I am the CEO of Automate and Elevate LLC, and I am going to be walking you through a high level of TaxDome. We're gonna look at what their interface looks like, what the tabs are on the left hand side. Just essentially, just get familiar with their interface. And this is just going to be a high level video. We're not going to go deep into each feature that you see or what I kind of walk through. But so this is just really just getting you familiar. I will have other videos where I will dive deeper into like certain features of the site so that you could get a deep dive of how to do things as you navigate the site. But yeah, this is just going to be high level. Okay. So as we walk through TaxDome, this is essentially like the dashboard. So as soon as you log into TaxDome, you will see this screen. So insights, right? So this is literally the dashboard of your sites. You do have the capability to edit and edit what you see on your dashboard. Okay, so you do have that capability there by adding a widget. Okay, so that's the dashboard. You have the ability to add your logo here on the left hand top corner. And there you will see like a new button, and that is where you can add anything new. So if you want to add a new client to your CRM, a new document, anything on the left hand side that's new, you can do that by clicking that new button. You do have a text field at the top where you can search through your account here. So you can search through your contacts, documents, anything within your account. You can search through it there. And just here at the top is just TaxDome type of features. So if you are added to their community, your like referral affiliate link there, and things like that. And then you will have your account drop down here if you want to go to your account settings. But I am going to focus more on the tabs here on the left hand side. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is the dashboard. The next one down below it is Inbox X, and I personally don't use this too much, right? But it might be beneficial for firms that have more than one tax preparer or accountant within their firm. And this is essentially like all of your notifications come in the Inbox X. So it could be any tasks that you have, emails, anybody that creates an account within your portal. Excuse me. All of that information comes here in Inbox X. And you can archive. You can archive them here. So anything that you would like to archive, that will be in that drop down on this side right here. That would be there. Okay, and you can archive it for yourself. And if you have individuals within your account here, you have the capability to archive for everyone. You can see here. See, archive everybody. Now going down here, it's clients. So this is where all of your clients will be shown. Okay, so your contacts, accounts, those people will be here. I will go into another video explaining the difference between accounts and contacts. But just as of right now, just know that you have that feature here. Going down to reporting. So that's any reporting that you will like to log. So that's within your accounts. So like, for example, you can create a report for your invoices that you have. You can create a report around how many tasks that you have that's assigned to your team members. You can literally create any type of KPI here, and you can watch those KPIs. Okay, you can monitor them very closely, and that's going to be your overview or reporting overview tab. And then of course it gets a bit granular here. It will be showing the specific reports that you create. And then you can be more specific here when it comes to the dashboard. Okay. So that's this feature, and then go forth. Now there's a communication tab. This is actually a new tab that was just recently created. I would say within the last month. And I like this feature a lot because the Inbox X, I have personally found that it gets a little overwhelming because it's just so many notifications coming at once, and it's all in one location. But the communication tab, it breaks it up where it only shows like any chats that you have, if you are taking advantage of SMS, the text feature, and then of course, as you can see here, it's coming soon where you will just see all of your emails come through. So I'm very, very excited for that feature to be fully fleshed out. Getting into workflows. So there's a lot of things kind of that encompasses workflow. And so anything that's within your pipeline, those two terminologies is interchangeable: workflow, pipeline. So you'll hear me kind of go, change those two words up, but it's essentially the same thing. So within your pipeline, you will have tasks, and then all of your tasks will be listed here. Any job that is within a pipeline, and I will get very specific in that video of what that means, what's a job, but just know for this video here that jobs will be listed here. If you have any jobs that are just reoccurring, so it goes from like this year you want that same job to go through one pipeline, and then next year you have another pipeline and you want that same job to go through there. That would be a job reoccurrence. And then here's your pipeline, all of your pipelines. Okay. So I have 4 pipelines right now that's created, and essentially a pipeline is like the workflow of what your client will go through. Okay. So you might find that you have a 1040 tax return pipeline. You might have a business tax return pipeline. Might even be more specific where it's like S Corp, C Corp, those types of pipelines. And then you have a calendar where I personally don't really use this feature, but what it is for is it will show a calendar, and then you have tasks that will have like due dates. You might have jobs that need to be done by a certain deadline, and so those will be shown on the calendar view. As we continue to walk down this list here are documents. So all of your client documents will be shown here, listed here. Of course, wiki, if you create any wiki pages, those will be shown here. You can create wiki pages for yourself, your team, or if you want any wiki pages to be shown to your clients, that is shown here. Any organizers that you create, excuse me, those will be listed here. Billing, anything billing wise, any invoices that you send out, those will be done here. I love that they have the option to do reoccurring invoices. We love those reoccurring invoices, instead of, manual. But anyways, that's here. You have the option to do that. Time entries. So time entries is where you are keeping track of your time. So if you want to make sure, if you have a team member that you want to make sure that they are only working like 2 hours a day, for example, you can see those time entries here. Here are proposals that you created. So like any engagement letters that you send out to your clients, that will be listed here. All payments. So if you have your, I believe it's Stripe, the one that has a integration with TaxDome. Those payments will be shown here. And activity feed, I don't really pay attention to activity feed. That is just something that just clutters my, I don't really care, when I am logging in and everything. But for a team member, if you have team members that you want to track very closely of their activity and what they have been doing within TaxDome, you might be paying more close attention to activity feed. But if you're a solo entrepreneur, solo tax preparer, the activity fee might not mean anything to you. Tax templates. Okay, so templates are like a template that will be sent out to your client. And firm templates are highly used within your pipelines. Okay. So, you might have a standard, engagement letter that gets sent out to your clients. A job, you might have standard client facing client facing statuses, tasks, organizers, and so forth. Okay. These are all templates, that you can see here. We have template pipelines. You can create custom fields. So there might be a field in the CRM. For example, maybe you want to keep, information about like, spouse information, right? So you can create a spouse information, custom field. Okay. You also have tags so that you can create, so your services. Okay. So you have, tax return, tax preparation service. You could probably have bookkeeping, tax planning, tax coaching, tax strategy, like those types of services listed here along with your rate. And so forth going down. I'm not even going to get into Marketplace and Creator Hub. That's not necessary, but I will say, I will touch on Marketplace. Marketplace is just something that you might want to pay for or get for free. Like people that have already created pipelines, organizers, different folders, you might want to pay for that or get it for free. But growth solutions, I'm not going to touch on that. And then the last setting at the very bottom, those are your settings, that you can go into for your firm settings, and you can change any information that you see here. Within these settings, of course, you can change settings on how people are getting information. Like if you want your every client to log in by, two-factor authentication. Okay. You can turn that on, check that on for everybody to do. And, there's a couple other things. Of course, you can have your signatures, a default format for signatures, all those things here that you will see that in your firm settings. And integrations, of course, Stripe, as I mentioned, Stripe is their, payment processing integration. They have QuickBooks, Zapier, any scheduler. Of course, with TaxDome, they have 4 integrations for schedulers. So Acuity, Calendly, and the other 2. I'm not too familiar with the bottom 2, but of course, the top 2 I'm very familiar with. TaxDome does have integrations with these tax programs, tax services. So yeah, that's a good perk too. And then the last 3, I don't get into text messages. I will not use text message through TaxDome. I think it's a bit on the expensive side. I believe that there are other programs that you can use that you could take advantage of. So this is my personal opinion, and I don't, IRS that's connected and things like that. Okay. So, this was again, just a high level overview of TaxDome, what the interface looks like, and things like that. I will, in my next video, walk you through how to create a pipeline step by step. Okay, so make sure you tune in for that. If there's any other videos that you would like for me to create, please share it in the comments. Okay, and please subscribe to the channel, because that's how we make wonderful videos like this. So again, I will check you all out in the next video.